Morning, everybody. It's Dr. Kenton Wakes Up. I'm Dr. Kenton. In the cup today is Cameron's coffee roaster breakfast blend light roast. It's very tasty. It's my second cup already. It's 20 past 7. Up a little early. Mr. Winston was insistent that I get on with the day. Yes, I got my songs picked out already and everything. Oh, all right. So today's Thursday, June 19th. Happy Juneteenth if you celebrate. Though everybody really ought to. Let me tell you why. Juneteenth traditionally is the day. I'm going to get some of the details wrong, so I apologize. When the Emancipation Proclamation was passed as an amendment, I believe it was the 14th Amendment. Could have been the 13th. Like I said, I'm going to get some of the details wrong. Um, the announcement of it started in, obviously, I guess, DC when they voted on it. And then this is 1863. There were no airplanes. There weren't any gasoline powered vehicles. There were horses and there were telegraphs. And one of the tactics during the Civil War was for the Northern Army to tear down telegraph wires whenever they saw them to prevent the Southern armies from being able to communicate effectively. So there was a slow outward migration of that information, and by legend, the the news of the proclamation passing reached, I believe, Galveston, Texas, which is down on the Gulf of Mexico, on June 19th, 1863. I'm gonna I I don't like I don't like deliberately passing on misinformation. I really don't like accidentally passing on inaccurate information. So I'm going to go to Wikipedia, the most reliable source on the web. Well, look at that. I was wrong. I thought it was 1863. It was actually 1865. Let's see. Juneteenth is a federal holiday in the United States. It is celebrated annually on June 19th to commemorate the ending of slavery in the United States. The holiday's name, first used in the 1890s, is a portmanteau of the words June and 19th, referring to June 19, 1865, the day when Major General Gordon Granger ordered the final enforcement of the Emancipation Proclamation in Texas at the end of the American Civil War. Well, the Civil War ended in May of 1865. In January 1865, Congress finally proposed the 13th Amendment. By June 1865, almost all enslaved persons have been freed by the victorious Union Army or by state abolition laws. When the National Abolition Amendment was ratified in December, remaining enslaved people in Delaware and in Kentucky were freed. Well, that. Let's see if there's any. Oh, okay. This is maybe where I got 1863 from, on the history section. On September 22, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln announced that the Emancipation Proclamation would go into effect on January 1st, 1863, promising freedom to enslaved people in all the rebellious parts of southern states of the Confederacy, including Texas. Enforcement of the proclamation generally relied upon the advance of Union troops. Texas, as the most remote state of the former Confederacy, had seen an expansion of slavery because the presence of Union troops was low as the American Civil War ended. Thus, the enforcement of the Emancipation Proclamation had been slow and inconsistent. In all, June 19, 1865 was 900 days after the Emancipation Proclamation went into effect, 71 days after Robert E. Lee surrendered to the Union on April 9, 1865, and 24 days after the disbanding of the Confederate Military Department covering Texas on May 26th, 1865. Okay, so happy Juneteenth. Why does it mean anything to people who were formerly enslaved and their descendants, and all people who were not formerly enslaved and their descendants? I think it's important to recognize that this amendment pushed forward the notion that all people have a dignity, cannot be owned by another person. That seemed like maybe I know that other countries ended slavery earlier, but it's on our books. You're not allowed to enslave people. So you want to look for something even potentially positive. You got that. Um, anyway, today's Thursday. Ordinarily a day when I would drive to Taos and have lunch with my buddies. I don't think I'm going to do that today. I have other things that are capturing my attention and fascination right now. I'd really rather not take 2 hours of driving out of my attention budget. I love having lunch with those guys. It's refreshing and honest and fun. But I have other fish to fry, as it were. What else? Oh, I gotta try to solve the word puzzle today. Look at that. Holy moly. 3 correct and in the right location on the first word. It's gonna make me feel bad if I don't get it at all, let alone on the next try. I chose my starting word the very last second. I had another one in mind. Um, so anyway, today for me is start date 19,661. So I hope that you enjoy your day. I have fairly intense workout scheduled for this afternoon. Between I don't know after I get done with my work and when dinner gets made. Otherwise, I don't see anything on my schedule for the day, so we're just gonna try to make hay as we can. Let me do one last thing. I'm gonna check what the MLB standings. We're coming up on. See, they played 73 games. Well, the Red Sox have played 76. So the season is 162 games. So we're coming up on the midway point. Who has the worst record in baseball? I don't know if I want to see that. The Orioles, my favorite team, are 31 and 42 with a winning percentage of .425. In the American League, there are two teams that are worse: the White Sox and the Athletics, or the A's. In the National League, the Nationals and the Marlins and the Pirates and the Rockies. Now, the Rockies are below two, they've won less than 1/4 of their games. Holy guacamole. All right, who's the best team in baseball? Looks like the Cubs are 6-16 right now, 45-28. Let's see if anybody's better in the American League than 6-16. Ooh, the Tigers are 47-27. So, what do you think, Tigers Cubs World Series? That'll be interesting. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the day. I hope you have a great day. And if you celebrate Juneteenth, remember that there's an important heritage behind it, not just a federal holiday, and recognize that it acknowledges freedom from slavery for everyone. All right, have a great day. Love you. Bye.